So what if I told you that a thinker from the 1930s could actually help us make sense of our world? With all the AI art, the algorithms, the endless scrolling. Today we're going to dig into a really fascinating idea that connects the dots between a century ago and our digital lives right now. Let's get into it. At the very heart of this is a concept from the German philosopher Walter Benjamin. He called it the aura. I want you to picture this. You're standing in a museum, right in front of Rembrandt's Night Watch. You're experiencing its history, its totally unique presence, the actual touch of the artist's hand from way back in 1642. That irreplaceable here and now feeling, that's its aura. It's the sense of historical distance that a poster on your wall or a JPEG on your screen just can't ever replicate. Now, Benjamin was writing this as photography and film were taking off, and he was genuinely worried. He thought that this mechanical reproduction would just destroy art's aura, and in doing so, kill something absolutely essential about art itself. But here's the twist. What if the aura wasn't destroyed? What if it simply moved?
Okay, so a quick note before we go any further. Everything we're exploring today is based on a really cool piece of modern fiction called the Undelivered Lectures. It basically imagines what Walter Benjamin would have to say about our digital world. It's a thought experiment, for sure, but a seriously powerful one for understanding right now.
All right, so let's start at the beginning with Benjamin's original, super influential idea from the 1930s. He was tracking what he saw as a pretty profound loss. So, just to be super clear, this aura thing is all tied to an artwork's authenticity. We're talking about its unique history, its physical presence, the simple fact that it exists in one specific time and one specific place. It's the actual molecules of paint on a canvas, a history that makes the original completely irreplaceable. In this right here, this really shows Benjamin's original fear. On one side, you've got the original painting with its one-of-a-kind story, and on the other, you've got the mechanical reproduction, a postcard, a print. It's infinitely copyable, you can see it anywhere, but in that process, it gets stripped of its singular, authentic aura. Okay, so that was the original idea. But now, let's see how this whole thing evolves. Our modern thought experiment takes a really fascinating turn, arguing that, yeah, Benjamin was right about the change, but maybe he was wrong about the outcome. And here's the absolute crucial point. In the digital age, the aura isn't gone. It is simply migrated. It's moved from the physical object to the digital process itself. So where did it go? Well, our source suggests 4 new homes. There's the code, which has the programmer's own unique signature. There's the underlying mathematical pattern. There's the database, which is like a perfect, frozen memory of a past moment. And finally, there's the process of computation itself. The RNL lives inside the system, not just in the final image. This just shows how deep these patterns run. It draws a direct line from the old 19th century shopping arcades all the way to the internet. Think about it. Both were designed as machines to organize desire for profit. The aimless, observant stroller of the past, the flaneur, has become today's endlessly scrolling user, totally guided by algorithmic control. It's a powerful reminder that our digital world didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It has a history. And the fact that these controlled digital spaces exist, well, it brings us to the big, thorny question at the heart of all this. If the aura has migrated into the machine, what does that actually mean for us? The fictional Benjamin poses a really profound question. If a machine can create art that has this new kind of aura, can it also offer wisdom? Can it give us the kind of counsel that a human storyteller drawing from a whole lifetime of experience once did?
And here is the fundamental difference, isn't it? A human storyteller offers wisdom that's born from real, lived experience. A machine offers pattern-matched text. As our source puts it, the machine does not have a historical moment. It has no biography, no trauma, no stake in human liberation. It can simulate wisdom, but it hasn't earned it.
So where does all this leave us? Well, the thought experiment doesn't just raise a bunch of problems, it actually proposes a new way of engaging with our technological world. The goal isn't to reject technology, not at all. It's to develop a new kind of critical literacy. We have to learn to read the code, to critique the algorithm, and to ask if these incredibly powerful tools are being used for human liberation or for domination.
So this is basically a toolkit for that new literacy. We have to ask, who really benefits from this algorithm? Does it open up new ways of thinking, or does it just shut them down? These are political questions, not just technical ones. They're about where this new aura is located and, maybe most importantly, who controls it. The source leaves us with this really haunting image.
Benjamin's famous angel of history, who was once staring back at the wreckage of the past, now faces this relentless, never-ending data stream. And this flood of information, it holds both the catastrophe of everything being turned into data and the possibility of perfect memory.
And that leaves us with this final urgent question. In this storm of data, where the trivial and the sacred are treated with the exact same indifference by the machine, our task has changed. It's not just about remembering the past anymore. It's about learning how to navigate the present, how to find what truly matters in an infinite archive, how to drink from the stream without drowning.